30 selections from the Vegas Golden Knights, and you have to take your 14 forwards and at least 3 goaltenders.
Yeah.
What do you? We keep hearing they're going to take more goaltenders, but how important is it that goaltending? Do you have depth there, or do you just focus on your one guy?
Well, the problem with depth there is what do you do with them? Because goaltenders, after you fill your American, it's typically what you do is you have your 2 with the big team, your 2 with the American League, and 1 with the East Coast League. So,
and they're sharing an American League team
right.
this year.
So you typically have 5 goalies is what you typically would have. And the reason you put the guy in the East Coast League is because you don't want him sitting on the bench in the American League. So that's why you have that spot in it. And you think back, how many NHLers have started in the American Hockey League? The latest one I recall is Talbot with Darlene. I mean, there's been a lot of them go through that route. But to have 7, the only real reason for that would be to move them post draft. You're not going to start the season with them in your system for sure, when you can only have 50 contracts.
So what do you take away from the news that Marc-Andre Fleury's basically about the trade deadline or before that agreed to waive his no move for the expansion purposes?
Yeah, I had heard rumblings about it that I thought he would end up there. I'd also heard a little bit of Carolina. I'd heard a little bit of a few places that he could end up, but Vegas was the sort of spot I had originally heard probably 2 or 3 months ago. Mm-hmm. And I remember mentioning it to the guys one night, and I said, I keep hearing it might be done. It might be a done deal. So I don't know. I mean, what happens now? But
you took Ron Tugnut.
I signed Ron Tugnut.
Mm-hmm.
I signed Ron Tugnut, and I had him, and I had made a deal not under the table, but a deal that wasn't announced with Colorado for Marc Denis. So going into the expansion draft, I had both my goalies set. So that was done.
How important is goaltending in year 1?
Critical. I mean, and Pat Morris is coming on with us. Is he coming on? Oh, he's not coming on. Okay, he can't say bailed again.
Now, for no fault of his own, Pat's taking heat.
Well, I had it that he was coming on with us. Oh, you said you tried. Oh, okay. Well, no, but
because it's your first.
Pat's not coming on, and it's like he phones me. Pat Morris phones me last week. Hey, how you doing? I returned the call. I haven't heard from him since. So that's Pat Morris. If you're listening, Pat, that's Pat Morris. Okay, what were you saying?
Well, it's your first year, so everything's beautiful. Everything's and I can't remember who. Oh, it was Brian Lawton that said Scotty Bowman pulled him aside during his years in Tampa Bay when they were struggling, and Scotty said even the worst teams in the National Hockey League win 1 out of 3. So an expansion team is going to win 1 out of 3. Is goaltending, like, do you need that guy there, or do you just try and get through and survive that first year?
I think a goaltender, especially like a Fleury, can make you competitive. And whether we believe it or not, they want to be really competitive.
Bill Foley does. You're right.
And every owner does. I had the same thing. Oh, yeah, it's a 5-year plan. It's a 7-year plan, but it's win every night. Mm-hmm. That plan really shortens up. They're all the same. So, getting a Fleury is a big step. And they're going to get 3 good goaltenders here. They're going to get 3 good goaltenders. They're going to get a veteran like Fleury, and they're going to get 2 relatively young guys, which is a real positive. And their young guys whether it's a Ranta or, who is it? A kid in Columbus. They're going to get a top young goaltender.
Corpusalo? Is that who you're talking about?
Potentially. So they're going to be in great shape.
Now you're not even giving me a name.
They're going to be in great shape in goal.